Wait until that $10 million check from her father clears. I will leave that stupid wife of mine with nothing, and we will get married and raise this child together." Chloe stands frozen in her elegant living room, the phone still pressed to her ear as Ethan's voice drips with a malice she never knew existed. He had just kissed her forehead, pretending to leave for his mother's sickbed, but a simple failure to disconnect the call unmasks his monstrous betrayal. Her best friend Isla giggles in the background, confirming her own pregnancy with Ethan's child. In one devastating moment, the man she loved is revealed as a vulture circling her inheritance. Chloe realizes her entire marriage was merely a calculated performance to strip her of everything. What would you do? Comment "revenge" if you want to see Chloe destroy his life. In that dark living room in suburban Melbourne, Chloe's initial agony morphs into a cold, lethal resolve. A classic confrontation would be a mistake. She knows Ethan is a silver-tongued manipulator who would simply gaslight her or claim the recording was a twisted joke. Instead, she chooses the path of calculated destruction. Shaking but determined, she hits the record button, capturing every filthy detail of their scheme as legal ammunition. She washes the salt of betrayal from her face, staring into the mirror at a woman Ethan no longer recognizes. Chloe decides to mask her fury behind the facade of the perfect, doting trophy wife. She will feed their bottomless greed, lure them into a false sense of absolute security, and wait for the precise moment they feel untouchable to pull the rug out, ensuring their downfall is public, total, and both very truly permanent. Chloe drives to her father's private estate, seeking the only man whose power can match her burning need for justice. Her father, a titan in the high-stakes world of property development, listens to the recording in a silence more terrifying than any scream. His face turns a dark shade of crimson as he hears Ethan mock his business ethics and plot to steal his hard-earned legacy. He immediately reaches for his phone to summon his legal team and the authorities, but Chloe places a steady hand on his arm. She doesn't want a quick arrest. She wants a slow, agonizing collapse. She convinces him to play the ultimate game of cat and mouse. Together, they agree to dangle the $10 million bait, fueling Ethan's delusions of grandeur. The trap is set, and the fake inheritance becomes the long rope Ethan will eventually hang himself with. When Ethan pulls into the driveway, Chloe is waiting with the practiced smile of a Hollywood starlet. Every fiber of her being recoils as he wraps his treacherous arms around her, spinning lies about his mother's failing health. She suppresses her nausea, instead offering him his favorite chilled snacks, as if she were still the devoted, clueless wife he mocks behind her back. During dinner, she drops the bait with surgical precision, whispering that her father's asset liquidation is ahead of schedule. She watches, mesmerized by his depravity, as Ethan's eyes glaze over with pure, unadulterated greed. He can almost taste the champagne and the expensive leather of a new Ferrari. Chloe leans in, feeding his delusions of grandeur, making him believe that he is a mere heartbeat away from claiming a fortune he never earned, while she secretly prepares his total and absolute annihilation. The following night, Chloe orchestrates a psychological minefield under the glow of crystal chandeliers, inviting Isla over for an exquisite multi-course dinner. As she serves the Wagyu steak, Chloe maintains a razor-sharp gaze, showering Isla with backhanded compliments about her glowing aura and noticeable weight gain. She watches with icy satisfaction as Isla fidgets, terrified that her secret pregnancy is showing. To turn the screws even tighter, Chloe casually mentions over dessert that she and Ethan don't actually need the $10 million windfall. She suggests that donating the entire inheritance to a prestigious charitable foundation might be far more fulfilling than hoarding wealth. The air in the room turns frigid. Ethan and Isla exchange looks of sheer, frantic desperation. By threatening their imaginary fortune, Chloe successfully pushes them into a state of blind panic, forcing the greedy traitors to accelerate their reckless, self-destructive criminal timeline. Panic sets in for the traitors as the fear of losing their payday clouds any remaining common sense. Under Isla's relentless pressure to secure a lavish future for their unborn child, Ethan targets a breathtaking modern classic mansion on the city's outskirts. It is a palace built on sand, priced far beyond his meager architect's salary. Chloe, tracking his every move through a hidden GPS and a private investigator, begins to whisper poison into his ear. She praises the neighborhood's skyrocketing property values, convincing him that acquiring this estate is a visionary investment that would make her father proud. She inflates his ego until he truly believes he is a financial genius, outsmarting everyone. Blinded by the shimmering mirage of a lifestyle he hasn't earned, Ethan becomes dangerously desperate for a massive down payment, completely unaware that Chloe is the one tightening the very deadly noose. Driven by a cocktail of greed and mounting desperation, Ethan slips into Chloe's private study under the cover of a rainy Tuesday afternoon. His hands tremble as he cracks the safe, exhaling in triumph when he finds the leather-bound folder containing the deed to their $1 million estate. He rushes to a dim office in the city's underbelly, signing a predatory high-interest debt contract with a notorious syndicate of loan sharks to secure the cash he needs. He believes he has committed the perfect victimless crime, planning to return the document before Chloe ever notices. However, Ethan is merely a puppet in Chloe's grand design. She had already moved the genuine deed to a high-security bank vault, replacing it with a flawless, worthless forgery. Ethan has just signed a deal with the devil, using a piece of scrap paper as collateral for a very lethal debt. Ethan feels an intoxicating surge of power after the loan shark's funds hit his account, allowing him to wire the massive down payment for Isla's dream mansion. Convinced he has outsmarted both his wife and her father, his mask of the devoted husband begins to slip, replaced by a nauseating arrogance. He starts critiquing Chloe's spending habits, ironically demanding she practice financial restraint while he recklessly squanders blood money on his mistress. Chloe plays her part to perfection, bowing her head in mock submission while enduring his condescending lectures with a silent, icy patience. Behind her obedient facade, she is mentally ticking down the seconds until the clock strikes midnight on his delusion. She knows the underworld syndicate will soon discover they are holding a worthless forgery, and their method of debt collection involves far more than just stern letters. It involves cold, brutal, lethal violence. The tension in the house reaches a boiling point when Ethan's mother, Sharon, makes a grand, unannounced entrance. Miraculously cured of her life-threatening illness by the mere scent of Chloe's $10 million inheritance, she struts through the foyer draped in gaudy, expensive jewelry she clearly bought on credit. Sharon carries herself with the insufferable vanity of a queen mother to a future tycoon, already mentally spending the fortune her son promised to steal. Chloe greets her with a chillingly perfect smile and a warm embrace that conceals her absolute loathing. She offers Sharon the finest guest room, playing the hospitable hostess to perfection. To Chloe, this isn't a family reunion, it is a strategic gathering. Having all three villains, the cheating husband, the pregnant mistress, and the greedy mother, under one roof ensures that when the final trap springs, their collective destruction will be spectacular, simultaneous, and final. As the final pieces of the puzzle lock into place, Chloe stands on the threshold of her ultimate triumph. Ethan and Isla are drowning in a sea of toxic debt to lethal criminals, while Sharon is trapped within the very web of lies she helped weave. The $10 million check remains a phantom, a carrot dangled to lure these predators into their own cages. Chloe has masterfully transformed Ethan's insatiable greed into a life sentence of ruin, proving she was never the stupid wife he mocked, but the brilliant architect of his total annihilation. This story serves as a stark reminder that betrayal carries a heavy price and greed always leaves you vulnerable. If you enjoyed watching justice served cold, hit that like button and subscribe for more high-stakes revenge. Drop a yes in the comments if you think Chloe's plan was the ultimate brilliant masterpiece.